The Rush is sponsored by State Farm.
Welcome to this week's episode of The Rush. As always, I'm Danny Fry. In this episode, we bring you football highlights against Lanphier and SHG, and also some powder puff football action, also some volleyball highlights. But right now, let's get started, and we're here with assistant head coach Onken. And are you here to break down these two highlights, Lanphier and SHG? And let's go right into it against the Lanphier Lions, coming off the loss against the Rochester Rockets. You guys were looking to rebound against the Lions. Let's take a look at the highlights. So start off, and times are ready. It was senior night, also homecoming night, and also getting the Chris Hughes Memorial Award is Greg Roberts and then your defense came right out for us. 3 straight turnovers. Lanphier can't get a handle of it. Daniel Helm can, though, for you guys.
Yeah, it was important for us. We felt like coming off of the loss to Rochester that we needed to really come out and do some things defensively and get started and set the offense up, get them back on the field.
That led to a field goal, and then a Tyler Brown interception led to a Donovan Hammond's touchdown run, and then quickly 10-0. But it was pretty much the Miles McGann's and Daniel Helm show all game. Here's a touchdown pass, make it 17-0.
Yeah, it was a good connection. Keep that offense on the field. They're going to be successful. They're going to do some things. They're going to put some points on the board.
And it wasn't just the passing game, though. Donovan Hammond's in the running game, really tearing up the Lanphier secondary here with a big run.
Donovan's a load, man. I mean, he would be tough to defend against. If we had to line up against an athlete like that every week, it would be tough.
Helm, we'll see it in the SHG highlight. He goes one-on-one with somebody. He usually wins the battle, that time against Jared Griffin, number 10. And crowd was getting into it, and already 24-0 Titans, though. And then Miles, this is a great decision here, decides to run it in for an 11-yard score.
Yeah, Miles makes some good decisions, and he really takes some pressure off the offensive lineman because he has the ability to scramble.
And here, but he always has a great arm. And here, your other tight end, who's a big factor in the SHG game, here catches a touchdown pass, and that would make it 45-7. Lanphier would go and get a score late in the game, just a little slant pass. But Titans roll in this one, really rebound well. Helmet 3 receiving touchdowns, Miles 4 touchdown passes, and a TD run, 45-7 the final. And then you guys had to go back to the drawing board and get ready for SHG. And what did you know you really had to prepare for with sort of a different outlook on SHG offensive-wise?
Yeah, well, with SHG, you have to prepare for everything, a little bit of everything. They can throw the ball, they can run the ball. They do the bubble screen. They're really efficient at that. But we tried to make sure that we were prepared for the run. They had done that to us in the playoffs. They really came out and just pounded the ball at us. We couldn't get them off the field in that particular playoff game. So we knew we had to be able to get them off the field in 3rd and long situations. We couldn't give up that 3rd and long and give them first downs and allow them to continue drives that way.
And you guys are also getting ready to be on that field with that whole atmosphere too. And let's see how they did over at West Campus, at the new West Campus Sports Complex. And they're from day to night, a little time lapse there, and stands really filled up on both sides. Your guys were out, and they came out ready to play. They were pumped up, and of course, it's the host SHG Cyclones, though, and you get the ball on a key fumble recovery, but then fortunately turn it right back over. Ball's punched out from Tyler DeRozier, and Griffin able to hop onto it, and that would lead to what they did all night with Chris Harris, 28.
Yeah, Chris is a great running back, and he's going to give us problems, but I thought that we had some breakdowns early in the first half. We didn't do what we needed to do as far as being low and playing good technique.
There was the one-on-one battle, though, with Daniel Helm and Eric Brittle. You're going to see some from him. Miles scrambling out, score tied 7-7, and then ends up hitting out to, it was actually 13-7 at this point, and Eric Brittle right to him. He takes it 50 yards. They would not get the 2-point conversion, so it was 19-7 at that point here. Titans, you guys got the ball right before half and tossed the ball picked off by Mitch Trees, and it was really key that you guys scored right before the 3rd quarter.
It would have been a huge score if we could have got that in there at the end of the half. Obviously.
Now, how about your defense here? Just a sophomore, Austin Cosmo, huge hit, forces a fumble. Greg Roberts comes in and scoops it up for you guys. And you guys really came out with new tenacity in the second half defensively.
Well, we played better technique, and we came to hit. I think our guys were, getting after it good.
Griffin with a hit though, and right to Eric Brittle again. Back, he got all the lucky bounces right to him again. Scampers 50 yards, able to get by Miles McAdams. There you are on the sideline. You get really trying to get you guys pumped up and get ready to go and get them back into the game. And at that point, it was 40-14. The Titans down 26. But here comes your guys' comeback to Brian Hobby, the other tight end we were talking about. That cut the score and cut the lead in half. The SHA had extra point good, 40-21. And then look at Donovan Hammond's help from everybody, though, in the offensive line coach, pushing him across about 5 cyclones.
Yeah, that was a good team effort right there. They got after it, and you could see that we were motivated. We wanted to get things going. We were fired up, and we were trying to get back in this one.
And Miles gets congratulated from Colin Small. You got the Redskins are all pumped up and out there, and here Miles, great pump fake, has been able to do that all season here. Haven't seen this before. Miles McAdams to Daniel Helm in the back of the end zone against SHG. That made it 40-35, Coach.
That was a great catch. You don't see very many high school athletes make a catch like that where they're looking over one side and then they transition all the way and catch us.
And here, SHG got a 4th down conversion, but then they had another 4th and 2. And here come up a huge 4th down stop and get the ball about a minute and a half. And here's a huge play possibility to Brian Hobby. Perfect pass, perfect route, just out of his reach. And then a couple plays later, tosses it up to Helm. Ball got hung up. Wynn was doing a bunch of weird things all night. Eric Brittle, guess who comes up with the pick? But Chris Harris, 240 yards, 3 touchdowns. Let's hear some post-game sound.
I mean, yes, it made me come out and work so much harder, and without my linemen and wide receivers, I mean, I couldn't have done it without them tonight. I mean, it's my senior year, and I wanted to make it one of my biggest games of my career.
We just thought, you know, we get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and that's what we come out here to do. We come out here to work hard and just rise up to the occasion.
Well, the test shows us that, you know, that we don't give up as a team. You know, even though we did lose, but we have a long ways to go also. You know, lots of turnovers in the first half. That really killed us. That really killed us.
After another close loss, looking to move forward, you have the Friday night, you got the 5-3 Springfield Senators with a new coach, R.J. Lukin. How are you looking to move forward and really looking towards the postseason?
Well, I think we found something interesting in the second half of the Griffin game. I think we found some fire, some drive defensively, and I think we came together offensively when we had an opportunity to run our offense. I think going forward, we have to look at this game as a very big game. It has a lot of playoff implications in terms of home field advantage. And at the same time, you have to understand that Springfield is on the bubble. They may or may not get in at 5-4.
They have a lot to play for, as you guys go too, because 7-2, you might possibly have a home game in there. 6-3, you probably go on the road against an 8-1 team, and still wondering if you guys will be in 5A or 6A. That'll pretty much just come down to Saturday night in the pairing show.
Yeah, exactly. We have no idea. I mean, we are so close to being what is truly on the bubble. We could go 6A, we could go 5A. We just need to take care of our business, the things that we can take care of, get to that 7-2. We almost guarantee ourselves a home game if we're at 7-2, simply because of the way things lay out right now.
Okay, thanks, Coach, and good luck on to the season tonight and in the postseason as well. And now the Titans are going to move on from that close loss against Sacred Heart Griffin and look forward to the 5-3 Springfield Senators tonight at Memorial Stadium. That game will kick off at 7 o'clock. And now during homecoming weekend, Glenwood held their annual Powder Puff football game at South Park. And that's right, it's girls playing football, well, flag football that is. And Glenwood junior and senior football players coached their respective classes. So let's take a look at the highlights. Juniors versus seniors. The seniors were wearing the powder blue, and you had yours truly doing a commentary. And there's the juniors wearing pink, and Jasmine Jackson, she really was the offense to really drive down there, and she's really running. She's the track star, and Cassidy Sheedy for the juniors able to play. And then on 4th down, the old duck and cover method by the juniors works, and turnover on downs. And the juniors' main offense was Abby Burden, but she stopped there from Katie Ryan. And Brian Hobby, coach of the junior, said they ran it more instead of passing, like right here. Ellen Tracy picked off by Brooke Remenschneider. She's pumped up, and that will eventually lead to a score. And Brooke Bates being calmed down from Cody Johnston. And here's a pass complete to Brendel Marshall. She rounds the corner and will score. And you see, though, the junior coaches not pleased. 6-0 early in the second quarter. And then rolling out Lauren Clancy. She had an arm, by the way, the quarterback for the seniors, and she's able to just barely squeak into the pylon. Disputed touchdown, but they do give the touchdown to the seniors, and 12-0 was the score at that point. Seniors go on to win 18-0. Clancy with 3 touchdowns, Marshall with 2 receiving touchdowns. Now when the rush comes back, we will have volleyball highlights against the Lanphier Lions, and also we'll find out which tennis players qualified for state and Eric's Pigskin Picks. Stay tuned.
Kids, breakfast is ready. Eat up. Your friend's gonna be here pretty soon.
I'll be there in a second.
Have a great day.
My friend's here, I'm leaving.
Be safe. Come home right after school.
All right, see ya.
Wow, your dads are really looking out for you.
That's not my dad. That's my family's financial advisor, Mr. Sullivan.
Sullivan Financial, looking out for your investments and your family.
What do you think I should pay for my deductible? Do you think like $250, $500? Hi, what do you think? $500, $250? Collision, comprehensive? I don't even know what it means. Do you even know what that means? Is a $1,000 deductible too high?
Number 40. You know that place where lots of questions means nobody seems to know?
I'm so there.
If you like answers, get advice and savings from a State Farm agent. Call, click, or visit and switch. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Call Steve Bedford in Chatham for personal service and discounts that you deserve.
The girls volleyball team is wrapping up the regular season, will be seeded 4th in their regional. While preparing for the regional, the Titans took on the Lanphier Lions at home back on October 9th. Let's see how the ladies did at home. And the team was wearing pink in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and Lanphier attempt is going to be too long here, and Lanphier had too many silly mistakes like this in the first set. And now for the Titans. Nice cutaway there, and now here's the Titans. Maggie Lee who serves it, and Allison Long is able to tap it over, and this is going to be a long battle. Sophie Lancer sets up Sadie Stone, and he's going to be returned back by the Lions, and eventually sent to Long, once again back from Lancer, and Long to Luncer, who sets it up for Cassidy Sheedy. Tap over, and the much-deserved Glenwood point. Ladies were happy about that, and now Glenwood is going to serve it, and it's returned by, and Lanphier going to tap it back, and returned by Katie Hudson, but Lanphier with a block and a point, which didn't happen much in game 1 as they won. The Titans won game 1, 25-13. Here's a Lanphier serve to Cassidy Sheedy, and there's Hannah Phillips with the kill for the Titans. And fans, a lot of sophomores there, and serve to Cassidy Sheedy, and sets up Sadie Stone with the Titan kill. And now Titans serve it over to the Lions, and you're going to see one of the few Glenwood mistakes in here, and Allison Long serve into the net. But Lanphier was really able to play better in the second game. Their coach, hey, maybe we can win this one, and serve to Maggie Lee, and this point is going to be for Lanphier, able to tap it over, and they played better, but the Titans still won overall 2-0 with a win in the first game, 25-13, a win in the second game, 25-18. And the girls' regional game is Monday at Glenwood as they take on the 5th-seeded Southeast Spartans. And now we'll move over to girls tennis, and we'll see, as a result of the team's great hard work and they were able to do in sectionals, let's take a look at the 4 players that were able to make it to state. Catherine Ferris, who is the reigning CS8 Player of the Year, and Rachel Oden in singles, and Natalie Oden and Peyton Cole in doubles. And good luck to all the ladies playing today at Buffalo Grove. And now we'll hand it over to Eric Burklow. He is our Mr. Pick'em expert, and he has some 4 games that he's going to pick this week, and even including an upset special that I don't really agree with. Eric, take it away.
Welcome to my picks for this week. I got the Giants over the Redskins because the Giants will win a close game, and they'll win because Eli Manning makes better decisions than RG3. My next game, I have the Rams beating the Packers. I think the Rams have been playing really well. They run the ball very successfully against Green Bay. My next game, I'll have Minnesota beating Arizona. I think Minnesota will win because I think their quarterback, Christian Pondo, will have a higher completion percentage than Kevin Cobb for Arizona. For my upset, I got Detroit over Chicago. I think Megatron, aka Calvin Johnson, is going to be a big factor in the game, and I think he will score 2 touchdowns at the end.
Commercial break of the day, and don't move. We'll be right back with the top 3 in the weekly debate with Matt Burkhardt and Ryan Duncan. Stay right there.
Kids, breakfast is ready. Eat up. Your friend's gonna be here pretty soon.
I'll be there in a second.
Have a great day.
My friend's here, I'm leaving.
Be safe. Come home right after school.
All right, see ya.
Wow, your dads are really looking out for you.
That's not my dad. That's my family's financial advisor, Mr. Sullivan.
Sullivan Financial, looking out for your investments and your family.
What do you think I should pay for my deductible? Do you think like $250, $500? Hi, what do you think? $500, $250? Collision? Comprehensive? I don't even know what it means. Do you even know what that means? Is $1,000 deductible too high?
Number 40. You know that place where lots of questions meets nobody seems to know?
I'm so there.
If you like answers, get advice and savings from a State Farm agent. Call, click, or visit and switch. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Call Steve Bedford in Chatham for personal service and discounts that you deserve.
I'm there. When life changes, State Farm is there to help you plan ahead and protect what matters most. Talk to an agent today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Call Steve Bedford in Chatham for personal service and discounts that you deserve.
What do you think I should pay?
My name is Gavin Caruso with the top 3 plays in Glenwood sports this week. Let's take a look at the number 3. And at number 3, we have a pass from the quarterback over to Daniel Helm to making the 4th touchdown of the game. And then we go to play number 2 as we have Powder Puff football. Yes, girls football. Passes it to Jasmine Jackson, and she makes a run for it, and she almost makes a touchdown there on the junior team. And at number 1, we have Donathan Hammonds here making a break for it, coming in, and he scoots past all these people, and he gets tackled by about 7 SHG members, but Glenwood finds to push him forward. And we're going to head it back to Danny with the bait.
All right, thanks, Gavin. And here we have Matt Burkhart, licensed IHSA official, and also we have Ryan Duncan as well, just a sports aficionados here for the debate. And we'll start out with the Cardinals, and they're coming out, and they miraculously came down from 6-0 to beat the Washington Nationals. One good thing from Friday night, coming home from the SHG game, watch the Cardinals come back and win 9-6, and then now they are up 2-1 in the Giants NLCS series. And what do you think, start with Matt and we'll go down to Ryan, what do you think the Cardinals will have to do to make it to back-to-back wins?
Well, first we got to close out this series with the Giants. They're at the stadium for the next 2 games, which is really helpful because if we win both, we don't have to go back to San Francisco, which would always be nice. Tonight we got Lincecum against Wainwright, I believe, and it's a big advantage.
Wainwright's due for a really nice performance.
And also it's a very big advantage for the Cardinals since Lincecum hasn't started in a while, and he's been coming out of the bullpen. And so I think Wainwright's one of our best pitchers, so I think it'll be a good performance for Wainwright. But we also have to respect Lincecum in his abilities.
It'll help also for Cardinal bats come up like Carlos Beltran being here, but also Matt Carpenter coming off the bench with a big homer. And don't you think, Ryan, it really relies on the Cardinal pitching?
Definitely. I definitely think the pitching, because it has been kind of hit and miss so far. But they've had good stretches, but they've also had pretty bad stretches. So if they can definitely limit to the good stretches, then I think they have a really good chance.
And really, Cardinals have lately called up 2 big arms. Trevor Rosenthal can hit up to 98 on the gun, and then of course Ahmad, who had the 2-inning save last night, and then also a Shelby Miller, who's one of the Cardinals' top farm prospects. He's coming up and he's pitching well too. And head over to the NFL. Hopefully the Cardinals will be able to pull that out, and most likely will hopefully be a rematch of 06 with the Detroit Tigers. They're up 3-0 against the Yankees. And now go to NFL, and which team right now do you think is the most dangerous or kind of a little bit surprising so far this season?
Even though they're not undefeated, I'm still going to have to go with the Houston Texans. Even though they had a rough performance against the Packers last week, even though I'm a Colts fan, they play in a pretty bad division down there in the AFC South. I just think they got at least 6 more games with those divisional opponents, and I think they're going to bounce back really nice. They got a good defense, they got a good running back, got a good quarterback, and obviously they still have Andre Johnson, so they're going to be in contention for the Super Bowl this year.
Now, Ryan, you're a Falcons fan. Do you think your Falcons are right there?
I'd have to say the Falcons, definitely. I mean, the obvious reason is they're 6-0, the only undefeated team. And I mean, they haven't played that well the past 2 weeks, but I really think their defense has improved since last year. And we all know their offense is good, so if their offense can continue producing and their defense steps it up, then I think they have a real good chance to go far.
Now, we talked about this a little bit with Coach Onken. Moving on to the high school playoff scene, a reminder that Saturday night on IHSA Networks, not sure what channel that is, but they'll have the, hopefully if Glenwood wins, it'll be 7-2. We got to see if they're in 5A or 6A, and in 5A you would have to worry about Sacred Heart Griffin again for a rematch, and then also Joliet Catholic and Montini, the other Catholic powers. But what's the difference if the Titans move up to 6A? Start with you, Matt. You see a lot of different teams play as a ref.
Well, I believe that 6A is the easier of the classes to go into. I think the good thing about moving up to 6A would be you would be avoiding all those Catholic schools up by the Chicago area, like you forgot to mention New Lenox, Providence again.
I thought they would jump up to 6A. Right?
Well, they may. They're on the border also, but okay. If they do stay 5A, they did beat Joliet Catholic, so there's another one you have to worry about. In 6A, the nice thing about it is you're going to face other public schools. Canelan's up there, Morris is up there, Ottawa's up there, all those schools up there.
Maple Park Canelan, too, by the way, is where Daniel Helm transferred.
Yep, and another good thing about is if we did go 6A and we do beat Springfield, we'll probably have another rematch with them week 1 of the playoffs here in Chatham because they're the only 6A team in our area. Now, another thing to watch out for if we do in fact to go 6A is where East St. Louis ends up at. They're usually a 7A team, but their enrollment's dropped a little bit, so they may move down to 6A, and that would probably be our second or third round opponent.
And now, Ryan, what do you think really is the difference just jumping up one class?
Well, I think. Well, the good thing about being in the 5A, though, is that there would definitely be a lot more familiarity with the teams since we've played those teams before. And also, it would just be closer. It wouldn't be as far travel time for the fans and also on the bus. So that would be logistically, it would be better. And then also, like I said, the familiarity with the teams, that's probably important for game film,
Yeah, now college football is hitting full stride, too. And this is the last question, by the way, in college football hitting full stride. And right now, who do you think would be on your Heisman watch? We'll start with Matt.
I'm going to have to give it to Colin Klein of Kansas State, that quarterback. He is in a very tough Big 12 conference, you know, with West Virginia, their new
K-State's
new
really
member.
surprised me.
K-State is surprising. Texas, Oklahoma, you know, he's got over 1,400 yards of total offense. He's got 14 touchdowns, and most importantly, they're still undefeated, and they weren't supposed to be undefeated by this point in their season. You know, also you can go with Braxton Miller, but you know, Ohio State's on probation, so it's kind of hard to give it to. I mean, even though he's putting up pretty decent numbers, the Big Ten's not very strong this year, and you know, their team's on probation. We won't go to a bowl game.
And now, Ryan, is there another quarterback you think you could step up and possibly take that Heisman?
I definitely think Geno Smith, Western Virginia quarterback, he definitely has a chance. If you look at pure numbers, he's thrown for like 25 touchdowns and over 200.
Had 8 of those in one game against Baylor.
Over 2,200 yards and also 0 interceptions, so that's a big factor.
And
but
he can run a lot too. I mean, dual threat quarterback.
They do have 1 loss, but I think probably not going to have another one, so they could finish with only 1 loss. So.
Okay, guys, thanks for coming on and helping out with the debate and everything. But that's all we have for this episode. And make sure to head out to the Springfield game tonight at Memorial Stadium. Kicks off at 7. And also make sure to watch that playoff pairing show Saturday night, see where the Titans get put. And also, Saturday night, head out to Jacksonville for the soccer regional final at 6:30. But that's it. We're out of here.